lot of people cannot wear a highlighter because either you have a lot of lines going on up there, maybe you have textured skin, pores. This product is so good. I will press it. Don't be afraid. Do you see how pretty and glowy? And I promise you it's not over the top. Remember, like I see people put on the tip of their nose, which is cute if you have a little nose, but if you have a bigger nose, then you don't want to do that because you're going to highlight it. So just remember, anywhere that you put something like this or a highlighter, you're going to highlight that area. If you would like to create a really pretty glowy look without looking overdone, you want some tips on highlighters. Can you wear a highlighter? Can you wear bronzer? How to wear a bronzer, cream bronzer with a glowy bronzer. We're going to talk about all that. I'm going to share some tips with you as I apply my look that I'm wearing today. The eye look, by the way, is going to be in another video. So let's get started. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're going to be talking about bronzing, highlighters, all of that, and placement as well. So I'm going to give you some recommendations in this video, but let's just look at me right now. Okay, so I was sharing not too long ago that I don't normally wear bronzers. I don't wear bronzers a lot. Lately, I'm feeling like I need to wear a little something because my foundations are looking a little bit light, even though I put sunscreen on my face and my neck. But then when I put my foundation is not quite matching. It feels like it's a little bit off. So I am going to go in first and I'm going to use a cream bronzer. One's called Sun Melt. These are both from Say. Sun Melt, and this one's called Fair Bronze. You can tell by the colors here. I'll show you. One's a little bit, I feel like one's a little bit too dark for me. I don't want it to be too dark. I just want to have a nice, like, glowy look. I don't want it to be too intense for me. There's so many different ways that I could do this, you guys. Actually, the one that I used is the darker one, but I feel like that's going to be too dark on me. I'm going to go in with this one first, and maybe I'll even mix the two. But you could also use the Birdie bronzer from RMS too, which I did not bring in my room right now, but I'm not planning on using it anyways. But you could do something like that and apply it on your face, and you can put it over your nose, kind of do something like that. I'm going to apply this very similarly, but I'm going to use just something different today. I feel like I want to do the lighter one of the two, though. I'm going to go in with this one. If I need to go darker, I can go darker. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to take my foundation brush, which I love, by the way. This is new from Refer. I don't think at this point it's when I'm filming this is in and out, but it should be out. This is the same brush as I was using. This was like their prototype, and this is it. Love this brush. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm just going to dip my brush in like this. And I want to put this where the sun would, where I would get sun, basically. I'm going to go over and use a little bit of a powder too, just because I want to have a little bit more of a glowy-ish look. Oh, that's really pretty. So you can use a cream and then use a powder on top. Or you could just use a cream if you're someone with dry skin. But you see already how I'm getting some color in there, and I haven't even put blush on. And you can put some up here too as well. I like this. I think I'm going to stick with this. I feel like this is good because I am going to use another bronzer. I don't want to really, I don't really necessarily want to have it look too dark on me. I feel like this is better going a little bit light. So kind of like, I feel like I'm doing like a W, like here and there, kind of a W, if you will, or upside down M. I don't know what you want to say, but that's what I'm doing, just like that. Now I can put some more down. I could put some down here as well if I want to, but this is not contouring. This is just adding a little bit of bronzer, just kind of warming up my face. But you can see already, I feel like that looks a lot better, don't you? I think so. So that's something that you can do to get a little bit of a glow, warm up your face a little bit, especially if your foundation, you feel like your foundation isn't really matching anymore. You can just do this. I want to go in and take this bronzer. I love this bronzer because it's very subtle, and that's what I want. I want a really subtle look. I want mine to look more natural, if you will. I hate using the word natural. When you're putting makeup on your face, it's not natural, but You know what I'm saying? Just really light. I don't want anything too heavy. So I'm going to use this one. And for that, I'm going to go and I'm going to use my blush brush. But I love, like, you can just build this up. It's not going to be too heavy. It's really, really pretty. So I'm just going to take my blusher brush. And I'm just going to go over what I just did, basically. But it's going to give more of a, see how pretty and glowy that looks? It's so pretty, and I love where the light hits it. So I want to get up here. It just looks, to me, it looks like, especially if you saw in person, if you were standing by me, it wouldn't look like I just have a bunch of brown stuff on my face. You know what I mean? It actually looks really, really pretty and glowy. I'm going to zoom you guys in at the end. I'm going to do a little bit more. Now, if you have bangs, obviously, you don't have to do the forehead because you're not going to see it. But I have my hair pulled back. I don't like to do too much hair anymore because I don't want that to look sunken in. That can kind of happen as we age. But do you see how that looks? And I'll put a little bit more down here because I did do a little bit there. I just want like a really glowy, you know, like I've been in the sun look, and I feel like I've achieved that. So some other things that you can do, or some other products you can use this one. This one's from RMS. I prefer this one over this. I did a whole review on it. I just feel like this one looks prettier on me than this one does, but this is really, really nice. This is Beach Walk Betty from RMS. It's really, really pretty. I just prefer the Sicily one because I feel like it's a lot more, I don't know, softer for me. And this one I love too as well. This one is from Sicily, and this is a bronzer and a blush in one. So you get that really pretty corally blush, but then you also get the bronzer. It's so gorgeous. I've had this for several years now. I'm not going to tell you I use it every single day because I have so much makeup, but I feel like if I did use it every day, I feel like it would last. It's not one of those that you put your brush in and it's going to get really powdery and you're just going to go through it fast. You won't. That's the thing I love about this brand. I feel like you pay a lot, but I feel like you get what you pay for in that, and you do get a good product. Then you could use something like this. This is the, what is this one called? This is from RMS, and this is the Master Radiance Base. So this is something you could either put over your makeup or underneath. It's going to give you a glow, but I feel like it kind of gives a little bit of a bronzy-ish glow, if you will, just because of the color. Really, really pretty. And then we have the Master Mixer, which is another one that's really, really pretty. Now, what I'm going to do to make this a little bit glowier too as well, before I even put my blush on, I feel like, because my blush is going to give me some highlighter, and I want you to see this first. So a lot of people cannot wear a highlighter, mature women, because either you have a lot of lines going on up there, maybe you have textured skin, pores. This product is so good. This is from Vive, and it's called Skin.Do. Yes, Skin.Do. Just want to make sure. I almost said do skin, but Skin.Do. So this is how I've been applying it lately. Now, when you see that, you're like, that's going to be too much. Girl, that's going to be too much. It isn't. Let me show you. Just rub it together with your hands like that, and then I will press it. Don't be afraid. Do you see how pretty and glowy? And I promise you it's not over the top. And I'll even go right on top of where I just did my bronzer. Put it wherever you feel like you need it. Now, I wouldn't put it right here for me because I feel like right there is where I have some texture and stuff. But I like to put it the high part of my cheek because it just automatically lifts your cheeks because that light bounces off there. So that's something you got to remember about highlighter. So you have to remember, like, I see people put in the tip of their nose, which is cute if you have a little nose. But if you have a bigger nose, then you don't want to do that because you're going to highlight it. So just remember, anywhere that you put something like this or a highlighter, you're going to highlight that area. So again, if you have lines, you don't want to emphasize it. If you have texture, you don't want to emphasize it, then you don't want to use something like this. But I feel like this one is so natural looking. Like if you were to see me in person close up, it would just look like my skin was glowy. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look greasy. It wears really, really well. It is such a gorgeous product. I like to use blushes that have a little bit of a glow to them. You can use matte blushes, of course, but I feel like when we're of a certain age, I just feel like one that has a little bit more of a glow is pretty. So I'm going to go in with Mai Tai today. This is from RMS Beauty. You guys know I love their blushes. I think my two absolute favorite blushes out of all of them that I have are RMS blushes. Well, I'll say three because I have to include this one, even though this is the only one I really have. And this is like more of a bronzer blush, but I'm going to include it in there. So I'm going to say this one from Sicily, the RMS blushes, and the Laura Mercier blushes. The Laura Mercier blushes are so pretty. I don't hear a lot of people talking about them, and I've shared it on my videos before. Their blushes are so gorgeous. Gorgeous blushes. But we're going to go in with this today. I'm just going to tap this in here. And you can build up what you want. Now, I like to start at the top here. You don't want to go too far down. I've seen this tip. You don't need to do this. But where you go like this and you put it on, I mean, all you have to do is put it up here. I mean, some of these tips I get they're trying to be helpful, but it's like I don't want to put my hand where I just put my makeup and then get my makeup off of my hand. I mean, I guess you could go like that if you're not sure, like hold it there and just see, but that's where you want to put it, the high part of your cheek, because it's going to help to lift your face up. If I put my blush down here, it's going to pull my cheek down. I want to lift it up. So I'm going to do a little bit on the other side. Now I can connect to this too, by the way, to how I did the bronzer if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I like that I have the bronzer there, and I feel like that's good for me, so I don't feel like I need to do that. Look how pretty that is. See how nice and glowy? Oh. And like I said, you can just put on as much as you want. I have to be careful because under the lights, it can kind of wash me out a little bit. But in real life, I don't want to look like a clown. I am not going anywhere, but I still don't want to look like a circus clown in my house. There we go. So I'm putting on enough that I don't look too crazy in person. So I'm going to get the rest of my makeup on. I'll be right back. So this is my final look. I want to zoom in so you can see what my skin looks like. There's two more highlighters that I didn't talk about. I want to talk about them really, really quickly with you. So one of them is from Natasha Denona, and this is the High Gen. I love this. So you can wear this underneath like as a base, and you can go ahead and put your foundation on or whatever. I know it's not a bronzer, but I just wanted to mention this because it gives a really pretty glowy look. I can't use this all the time because I discovered that I get breakouts with it, unfortunately. I do have the powdered version. I did a review on it. It is really pretty, but it's definitely a little bit more va-va-voom, if you will. But underneath, it looks so gorgeous and so glowy. You could just use a concealer as your foundation and use this, and it's so beautiful. And the other one is this one. This is from RMS, and this is their Living Luminizer. So I could put that on top of my cheeks right there. You can even put it on your lips, you know, to add a little bit of a shimmer kind of a look. I've even seen Rosemary use it on her eye look, which I don't want to do because I did an eye look today and I haven't shared the video on the finished look with it because it's just two high shadows. But anyways, this one is really, really pretty and really like, I know I struggle when I use the word natural because when it comes to makeup, it's not natural, but really, it's just really pretty looking. It's really pretty. It's not over the top. So if you're someone that doesn't want over the top, you want a little bit of a glow. Out of all of them, I would say the Vive and the Living Luminizer are probably my favorite. I'd say this one over this because this one, sometimes if I wear my hair down, it can stick to it a little bit. This one, I don't have that. So I just really love those. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful and informative. I've noticed you guys really love when I share my makeup tips. So I am going to be sharing more of videos like this. So I need your help though. What are some areas that you are struggling with in your makeup? Is there certain areas that you're doing stuff and you're like, whenever I do it, it just doesn't look right? You know, I've tried different things. Please let me know in the comments because I can create a video for you. And I know that if you're struggling with something, you're not alone in that. Other people are too. So I know it's going to be helpful to a lot of people. So please let me know in the comments. And before you leave, do me a huge favor. Please make sure that you like, share, and comment my videos because it helps to push them out to the algorithm, and I would appreciate it. And if you're new here, I would love to have you join us. Share new videos every single week. Please consider smashing that subscribe button below. It is free. And thank you all so much again. I will catch you in my next video. Bye.